Hello and welcome to today's video. After bus line 67 comes my absolute favorite line, bus line 69. This channel would be named line 69 unless I will save for the foul words, but unless someone had already reserved it. I probably believe that they are not publishing as pristine content as I am, so basically I should have that line name. But line 69 is again one of these special snowflakes which really doesn't follow the sort of main trunk routes of the buses in Helsinki. It starts off here at Kamppi and goes on to Hanken and to Apollonkatu. At Töölöntori, it then turns left and stops at Linnankoskenkatu, but then it does something special, and after Linnankoskenkatu it actually makes a sharp turn through here, and its following stop is at the ice hall at Nordis. The stop meanwhile is far from the ice rink, so let's see where I should put it, because this line requires a lot of building, so you should be geared up for quite a long video during which I will probably drink 2 cans of beer and enjoy myself. Now, Jäähalli, Ishallen is located at this close to this park around here. And it will not be a double track stop, but it will be right here. That's it, and the stop will be called Jäähalli Ishallen, which means basically ice rink. I didn't even know there was a bus stop in here. How much you learn from your own home city just by playing a nerd game like this. I love it. I mean, one day I will post you videos of myself actually running all of these tracks and babbling this stupid shit. Or not tracks, of course, lines, of course. But there is Jäähalli Ishalli. Then we go to Auroran Sairaala and Eläintarha. And then we again make a strange turns. We go through here to Savonkatu, where the bus actually, I think it stops on its way back, but not on its way that way, because let's see. Oh yes, it's Teollisuuskatu to the other direction, it's Savonkatu to the other direction, and I've just merged the stops, so I will make it stop on both of the stops. Then after Teollisuuskatu, the following stop is Pasilan Asema. So there's actually... Okay, this makes things interesting, because this is no longer a one-way. Let me see. I mean, on the stop map, the route map says it will stop at the station, but the stop map says there is no stop. Oh yes, it does. It does. I'm sorry about that. I just didn't zoom far enough, so we will just have to place a double stop somewhere around here. And this will not be an independent station. It will be a part of something bigger, like this and like that, and there we go. I'll also have to make sure that the this line stays clear of that line, and this really is a traffic nightmare, this region, but it seems that it's possible that I managed to get everything to work, and then let's see, then we'll hopefully go past the tram tracks. I picked the wrong stop. Yes, because the stop is called Vaihdemiehen katu or Växlargatan. And there will be another interesting crossing. I think I will make a cheat code there, but right after the tracks run to different directions, there is another stop, which is called, like I said, Vaihdemiehen katu Växlargatan. Why didn't anybody tell me there is a bus line running through here? Okay, now please do work. Would you look at this? It only does this with this game, really. Again. No, that's it. And then we'll need to pass the tram lines there, and like I said, this will be a sort of a cheat track, you know, but I will have to make it like this because I did not anticipate having to build a bus stop over there. I had completely forgotten that any city buses run through there, so my apologies, Mr. Tram Track or Miss Tram Track, whatever you are. I will just have to treat you badly. Then the following interesting thing comes over here, where they are. Okay. All right. So the double track continues about around there, and then we'll have to make one of these things I love so much, a junction with several levels. I don't love them at all. In fact, I hate them. But let's create it anyway. So the junction comes from there, and the other side goes from under the bridge and runs from here and from here and from here and all the way to here. How lovely. Now, I think this has been quite simple to build, as the existing infrastructure has already been prepared for having such an intersection here. But then we join this track, or this bus line, and then we stop. The following stop is Ilmattaren tie, Kalervon katu, Olympiakylä, Joukolan puisto. And that's it. And then probably, I think it's gonna be Väinölänkuja. Yes, how lovely. But then we turn left to Käpylän paloasema. Interesting. And after Käpylän paloasema, oh no, there's going to be something completely different. We are not gonna stop at Pohjolan Aukio. Oh no, definitely not. Because the following stop is going to be Panuntie. And do we have a stop called Panuntie here? Oh, we do. Lovely. So we're saving time there. And then we'll probably stop at Käpylän asema, right? And then at Oltermannin tie, Kylävoudin tie, Paturin tie, Kylän vanhimman tie. Please don't make anything stupid now. Olonkylän tori, Ruutana tie, Patola, and then we turn right? Yes, correct, that's absolutely correct. Actually, this part of the line was not that difficult to manage. So, Patola, Mikkolan tie, Isonpellon tie. Oh, lovely. Pukinmäen asema. Eskolan tie, but then kenttätie. And then we turn to a new track, and the rest of this line will be completely new. Wait a second. I will once again have to have a little check on the maps. So that's Kenttätie Feldvägen, and then we have Ukkostie Oskvägen, which is quite rightly around here. But before that, I will still have to make one more check, and that is where does line number 70 go? What is happening around here? 61 stops there. Okay, cool. But where does line 70 come from? That's my question. There is a stop where a certain line 70 stops at, but I just can't seem to see where it comes from. Yes, it comes from there. This is just... forget about it. Ukkostie Oskvägen it is. It was just a useless stop over there. And by useless, I mean useless. One thing in this game that would really need some consistency is how the tracks merge with each other. There are several interesting bugs and glitches, but they don't really hamper the experience that much that I would complain too much. Following stop after Ukkostie is Leppätie. And wait a second, something's off again. Oh no, nothing's off. Wait, what? If that stop is called Ukkostie, then... Oh. Yes, it just makes a senseless turn in there. And actually I was in the wrong place on the map. So that might explain it. It's Leppätie over here. There we go. And after Leppätie, we will turn right to Suvitie. Which is Högsommarvägen. And then, well, after Suviti, which is Midsummer, or well, Summer Street, it's gonna be Autumn Road, or Höstvägen. That's it. And then, where do we get to go next? I see. Now I know where we are. It's called Malmin Sairaala, Malm Sjukhus. Hmm? I'm still a bit lost where I should be placing the hospital is there, and the church is then gonna be. The hospital is not over there. Okay. Anyways. And the following stop is at Malmintori. Malmstori, which is just before the railroad, and obviously it's that plaza over here, which is actually even not a plaza. Oh well, it pretends to be one. Then there is this strange bridge over troubled waters. No, not over troubled waters, but I mean the bridge above the Malmö station. If the station is on ground level, then we'll just have to make it really a bridge to put it right spot, which is over there. So these buses don't stop at the main road. They all take a small. Wait a second. Back. Oh no, let's not put it actually back to ground level just yet. This is a bridge. So they don't use the main road. They all take a small detour through this strange loop above the Malmi station. Anyways, there is my next stop, and then we will be moving on towards Jakomäki, which I believe is going to be the terminus of the this bus. And the following stop is called Paavolantie, Påvalsvägen. And that is gonna be over here, so... Now I need double track, but I need ground level. That's it. And one of the places with which I have had the most traffic issues ever in my previous save with lots and lots of buses is really going to be Malmi, because this place is just so crowded with bus lines. It's a very big suburb, and really there is a lot to create in this area, and I'm very unfamiliar with this area, so that will also be quite interesting when we get there, if we get there. No, I mean we do get there. Of course we do get there. After Paavolantie, it's gonna be... What's it gonna be? Alamalmin Tori, and that's gonna be over... No. It's gonna be over there. And this is gonna be another interesting loop, and let's see what eventually will happen with it. But Alamalmin Tori will anyway be here. And then it's gonna be Soidintie. That's this of a stop then. Soidintie, Orspelsvägen. Sorry about that. Don't you think this bus makes pretty strange loops? Well, I at least think so. It's not a very straightforward line, but, well. And then, Teerisuontie, Ormosvägen, comes to a very, very strange spot between a crossing and a roundabout, but alright. There we have it anyways. Oops. go. And the following stop is at Teerison Kuja. Oh, and now I can see where we're going, and this is a familiar place. Teerison Kuja. Ormossegrenden. And it's pretty much over here. Okay. And then Pakkastie, Childwagen, which comes probably straight after that turn. Oh, yeah, now I can really see where we are because I've been photographing some abandoned houses in the area. For some time, they are all gone now. And then it's Tullivuorenkuja, Tullbergsgränden, and now I know where we are. I finally know where we are. Believe it or not. And then we turn right. Right. Yes. Now I know where we are. This is called Valuraudantie Gjutjärnsvägen. And it's gonna be around here. And this stop I have once again taken many times. Then we start with iron themed names. The following one is Kankiraudantie. Let's see what that is in Swedish. There is still actually a stop for the airport. Well, the following stop is Valuradantie Stångjärnsvägen. Which... Okay, this is again an interesting solution. There is a former airport around here, which is going to be built into apartments, and it will probably change names, so... What did I say? Stångjärnsvägen. Yes. There we go, and we're approaching the end. I can know it in my heart. I can also see it on my map, but not quite yet. Oops, not in the middle of a crossing. We might need that crossing. And then, after this Kankiraudantie Malmin lentokenttä episode, I will call it an episode. It will of course be Harkkoraudantie Tackjärnsvägen. Okay. Whoever named these. I don't know. At least there is some consistency. Why does it work this way? I mean, really, the keyboard does what it wants. And again. One of the most irritating features of this game. I'm not sure if it's my keyboard, I'm not sure if it's the game, but I also play Football Manager. I also write as my profession on this keyboard, and it never does that, except when I'm playing this game. So it has to do something with the game. Ta-da! The defendant was found guilty. And here's Jakomäki, here center right is where we're actually going. So, Jarrotie Bromsvägen, that's where I once took my car for maintenance. It was cheap. Will not probably do it again. There wasn't exactly anything wrong with it, but I have found cheaper options. And the cheaper option is the friend of my, the son of my friend, and he's an adult. My friend is 20 years my senior, so the son is an adult, but cars are his hobby, and he drives a similar car to mine, which is a hobby car. I cannot do anything to them, he can, so he has agreed to come here in the weekend, actually the following weekend, to fix my car. And that's convenient. And after Jarrotie, it's gonna be Hevosmiehen katu, Hästkarlsgatan, which is once again a funny name because Karl is not man, it's a boy, and in Finnish it's Horseman's Street. But we survived the issue. And then if you go back to the region where the Eurovision group of Sweden, the KAJ, come from, they are Finnish, from the coastal municipality of Vörå. There they don't say Karl, they say Karan. It's a very, very strange dialect, but for some reason I know the dialect, don't ask me more. Then we have Tattarisuontie, Tattarmosvägen. And it really doesn't matter. Whoa, 77 end stops there. 77 end stops also there, so it doesn't matter which side of the roundabout I use for it, because it stops there anyway. How do you spell this? That's it, and we will really, really, really shortly be in Jakomäki. It's a funny place, you know. There is a supermarket, a couple of pizzerias, some bars. It's an ordinary suburb. It has a really, really bad reputation, but I mean, I've been there several times. It's always been peaceful. That's all that matters. Perhaps the reputation isn't everything. Now, then we will stop at Suurmetsantie, and this bus actually is stupid enough to stop at Suurmetsantie twice. Well, let's not make this an issue. Let's actually make it stop at Suurmetsantie twice. Ta-da! Stop created. The roundabout I will not create. Done. Delete this one. And merge it with the NIMBY. There we go. One new large stop, and actually it's a triple stop because there is another crossing with another road with several bus lines. And each of the roads starting from the roundabout need their own bus stop. Of course, which road couldn't do without? They all need theirs. Well, nevertheless. If you're hearing mysterious noises behind the video, that's just my laundry machine doing its job. I, well, have to do my laundry sometimes. I am an adult, I guess. I try to be an adult, I guess. And then we have the Jakomäki shopping center, or the Jakomäki mall. It's really not a shopping center, but we have the stop over here, and then this bus actually runs all around Jakomäki. Well, let me tell you some news. I don't need that long bus stops for one bus line. But guess what? I am going to pause this whole thing after this stop and have a little break, but you hopefully won't notice it because time stops magically like this, and then the stream stops like this, and boom, mysteriously, life goes on again. So, what happened over here? Well, I had some business to attend to. Sorry about that. But we shall continue with Jakomäentie 6, which is basically Jakomäki Road, number 6. Okay. It's somewhere around here. I don't think it's that important. There. Okay. I think it is that important. I think it is that important. Just vanish, will you? If that was number 4... Okay. You can't win this one, can you? Obviously you can't. It's either here or there. And eventually you will place it wrong anyway. But nevertheless, that is done, and some more stops. There are less than 10, I think, but more than 5, if I may have a guess. Oops, this is just my guess. I'll check. Yes, there are 7 stops left. And the following stops, surprise, is Jakomäentie 10. Jakobakkavägen 10. And it comes in the southern part of the area just before the turn. And bingo! We hit it. We really hit it. And then Kaadekuja, an interesting name for a stop. Slutsgränden. Well, I accept it. I mean, I haven't named these streets. I have named these stops. Somebody has. I didn't actually know you could pause these videos, because this gives me completely new opportunities. I mean, I will not have to reserve 2 cans of beer to start filming a video. I can reserve 1 and then take a break. I can also go on a cigarette break in between videos. This is revolutionary without actually... Yeah, I could do it. I mean, I could leave you on idle, but that's not a nice thing to do, so I can do it without leaving you on idle. Whoa! The following stop is a Marathontie. According to the second map, the stop does not have a Swedish-speaking name. I do not believe in this. It's called Marathontie Marathonvägen. Period. I will not tolerate. I will not tolerate suppressing the Swedish language. In Finland, at least. Then we have a Louhikkotie, Hölstevägen. And it comes over here. And like I said, this is a pretty long. It's actually a pretty long line, to be honest, and there's pretty much to create. But this will be all for the future, because I know. Sorry about that. Several other lines will use this track. So it will all be needed. It will all be very much needed. Then we have Somerikko-polku, which is Klapperstenstien. Okay. Whatever you say. And we are actually reaching the end, but that is of course just the beginning, because then we have to create the line, and then we have to actually remember where the hell this line runs through, because frankly I've been building so much new track, I really can't remember what has happened before. Then we still have the stops to the left. One of them is Kuusillantie, Sexbrovägen, and this is also very, very strange, because the names sound like I mean, the words for number 6 and the words for the tree spruce are the same in Finnish. It's called kuusi. But kuusi, when we refer to the word spruce, it's gran in Swedish, and when we refer to the number 6 in Swedish, it's sex, which of course is what we all like if we're old enough. Now, I would have expected this, the name of this stop to be Spruce Bridge Road, but no, it's actually Six Bridge Road, which makes it into Sexbrovägen in Swedish. But now we have finally, after an exhausting creation, reached the terminus called Kaltentie. Sluttningsvägen. Once again, Sluttnings. I do not take this very lightly. I thought I just created one called that, but it's, well, Kaltentie, Sluttningsvägen, that's it. And this is the end. I was almost about to start singing Sunrise Avenue. Almost. Well, I saved myself and I saved everyone else too. The song would have been Fairy Tale Gone Bad. Also, my laundering machine just informed me that I should take the laundry out, so maybe I will take a little break after this video. Well, nevertheless, another successfully completed line, and this thing is complaining something about illegal tracks. Why don't you then just widen the turn if it's so fucking illegal? I'm sorry about that. What's your issue? What is your issue? How far do I have to bend you? Okay, that seems far enough. And then we build the tracks. And like I said, now comes the difficult part, because now I have to memorize how this line, which I've actually just created, actually runs. And this might take some time because I have to do it twice. And what is this of an issue? Get lost. So you can stop there. Well, Well, I mean, you can't move past that point. Is that your point? Oh, fuck you. Well, then let's just destroy it all. Then let's just build. What kind of a loop do you want? I mean, one like this instead of a mushroom. But okay, if you're happy with it, I will build it for you. There. Because in the previous version of the game, you could just, I mean, you could just double tap the ends and it would make a perfectly nice loop which the trains and buses and trams and other stuff could run through. So the new version isn't always the better. But let's not get too attached to that thought. No. That was actually quite a long stretch of new track for the first time in a long while. And this, like I said, will help me in the future when I need to create new lines again. There are, of course, these interesting spots also in this line, and we're shortly going to get to the first one of them, and it says turn that way, brilliant, and then we have the Pukimäki station over there, and then we have this one, and that one, and boom, what happens there? But actually, it's pretty nice to see that this is the first time I have to actually start looking where I'm going. I mean, I'll take that stop. That's not going to be an issue, and then we'll stop there and there and there and there and obviously there and there, and then I think we will need to create another turn in here, and I'm once again faced with the issue of the track misbehaving. And what the fuck? Stop-ish! This is crazy. I mean, creating these junctions can sometimes be a nightmare. Yeah, I think I will need to turn from here to here, because if I can remember correctly, it ran through this area and this. Oh no, that was a mistake. Take that one back. Through here, through here, through there, and then it made this very strange turn there and there and there, and then it's made an I will need an add. Okay, well, fine. So that works. Good. This thing is going to become a mess. This one line is going to mess it up entirely. Fine. Alright, let's have another go at it. So that's a 7-kilometer turn, which transfers into a very short issue. But the issue here is that I have forgotten another stretch of track from this line, and that is the stretch of track between these two stops. And there we go, and there we go, and I think I should be able to finish this off. I mean, there is a stretch of bus route for just one bus line, because I'm pretty positive that no other line runs a route as stupid as this, but I am willing to challenge my views if you are able to give me something better to work on. But I think I managed to do this without cheating, because I've reached the underground terminal, and then we'll just go all the way back. As you can see, it's very, very easy. It's very, very easy. You just have to remember, I mean, where you came from. And that, my dear friends, is exactly the issue. I mean, I never could imagine that town could create such a stupid, what's that? Root, but eventually it seems to exist. Now, there we go. Then we make that, and then we actually stop at both of those stops because I'm too lazy to check now which one was the right one. I didn't like this line. I didn't like to create this line at all. I mean, it was everywhere. It goes everywhere without actually going anywhere. The route is very irritating. And then the following thing you're going to tell me is that this runs every 10 minutes because it's currently featuring around 100 stops, a bit more than 100 stops, and stopping at all those stops and running this line is going to take an eternity, so I will probably have to buy some 20 buses for the line also, which also makes things very happy. Yes, and bingo, Jakomäki has been conquered. Jakomäki has been conquered, and now let's check the timetable. I'm not positive. It's less than 50 minutes. It's around 14, 15 minutes. Let's be content with that, shall we? And then let's first find a victim which we can actually clone is number 132. And then we buy a new one. Oh dear. No, I mean, I was supposed to clone it. What am I doing? There. And this will be the first one to run my favorite line number 69. And currently it's 2:37 and we should go down to 15 minutes. So imagine how many buses I will have to buy to achieve this. The answer is many. The answer is very many. Still more. Still a few more. This one too. One more perhaps, or two more perhaps. Who knows? And there we go. The line has finally been created. Everybody's happy. Long video done. Thank you. And there will be a new video tomorrow. So bye.